actually victimizing myself. I'm actually jailing myself. I'm actually suppressing myself. No one's doing it. No patriarchy is here. No black witch coven leader is here. No guy trying to exploit me is here. No one holding me for ransom is here. Like, it's me. Like, I'm the big bad monster that I'm so terrified is gonna come and like suppress me and take from me. But what's suppressing me and what's taking from me is me holding myself back and dimming my light. Like, hello, I'm the invisible glass cage, like suppressing and jailing my damn self because I'm so scared of this powerful external force that's gonna hurt me. But I'm the one that's hurting me. I'm the one dimming my light. I'm the one holding me back. I'm suppressing myself. Nothing is stopping me from stepping into my powers. Nothing is stopping me from shining my light, except for me, except for my own fears and victim mentalities and blah, 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 that I am boxing myself into and chaining myself up and hiding away and shrinking and scared. Okay, ladies, I have such an incredible video today. We are going to talk about power, being afraid of your power, dimming your light, shrinking yourself, scared to shine your light, living in the shadows, living, I don't know, less than what you know you're really meant to do or who you could be, not living up to your full potential, I guess. And I want to talk about the paradox in victim mentality and how this all ties together. So I'm speaking from my own life experience and examples and what I've learned so far. So I have been very afraid of my power for a long time. And it's fun for me to want to go into why, but I'll try not to like go too much into that. I guess the why doesn't really matter as much, but there's things as surface level as you could talk about in this lifetime. Like, I was just talking to my girlfriend and she was like talking about a traumatic experience that happened to her when she tried to like express her authenticity, her emotions, her feelings, her truth, her viewpoints, and was suppressed and abused by that. So she learned to like stay quiet, dim herself. There are examples I could think of, tons of things in my childhood where I wanted attention and I wanted to be soothed and I wanted secure attachment and I wanted my emotions to be felt and heard and understood and I wanted someone to regulate them with me. And I was literally told like, I'm too much. I am drama. I am high maintenance. Like, I was literally told, shrink yourself because you're too much and you will not be able to remain in this tribe, in this family, if you have your full expression and all of your needs on the table. We are gonna like shun you. So suppress that and come back to us with like a new mask on of what we can stomach in this household and what we're willing to tolerate and the emotions that we can handle. Because of course this is all based on their own capacity to do that with themselves. But as a child, you know, you internalize that and you're like, okay, something's wrong with me. I'm too much. I'm, you know, whatever. So shrink myself, shrink myself, shrink myself. Otherwise I'm going to be silenced. I'm going to be abused. I'm going to be kicked out of this tribe. And then there are, continuing with the individual, there can also be deeper things, past life things. I have this Genesis lifetime and a past life regression that I worked through with an incredible channel. This is Maria. She's on YouTube. I would highly recommend looking into her. And we went back to a Genesis lifetime where power was being siphoned from me and where shining my light, channeling from God, living in my truth and my power and my alignment, it made me essentially like a target where people wanted to then take from me. I also had a significant lifetime with beauty where I wasn't in the best relationship because this man, he didn't actually love me. In fact, he ends up turning me in for my witchcraft because he never loved me. He just wanted the, you know, trophy wife. He wanted to siphon my beauty for his own ego. And so, you know, I'm told my power, my connection with God, my connection with the divine, my beauty, these are all things that have threatened me, hurt me, suppressed me in past lives. I'm sure there's also major ones with money. Of course, I don't think I have a specific Money, past lifetime I worked to, I should probably do more work on that. But that could be in this lifetime, that could be in past lifetimes. Like examples she uses, if you work with this, is Maria, I love her. Like one thing, I think an example she said was, let's say you were like a really wealthy family and so you were targeted and like something happened. I don't know why this just came to me, like, Kim Kardashian, she's super rich, she gets robbed in Paris, so money hurt her. You're super rich, your kid gets kidnapped for you or taken for ransom. These are things in your lifetime, past lifetimes. These are societal stories and fears to shrink us, keep us small. And then of course with power, beauty, all of that, now just moving beyond individual stories, there is collective things within womanhood, such as, us being, I guess, I don't even know where to start. Just, we know collective wounds with womanhood. It could be from like the witch trials, I don't think I really have to go into that. The whole witch wound, being, oppressed, and, the whole submissive wife having to bow down to the patriarchy. I mean, I have stuff with the witch wound, stuff with the patriarchy, this life, past lifetimes, all of that. So there's a lot of things to work through. There's a lot of, I want to say fear, but experience, story, history with us holding our power. And this could be, divine power. This could be, lower chakra, worldly things. And of course, well, that's a whole other video. I was going to say like divine power can help with worldly power, but that's going to be too hard to try to like TLDR in 10 seconds. So forget that section, but power. So I have all these wounds with power, with being seen, with my true self. Now, being seen in ways that weren't my true self, like to the core, like I'm talking about opening my throat chakra, opening my upper chakras, my channel, speaking my actual truth of my soul and my life path and all of that, that's the type of visibility I'm referring to. Yes, in my 20s, teens, whatever, being visible and actually pray, I did because I thought it would keep me safe. It's kind of like, with your nervous system, the fawning attachment, where you feel vulnerable, you feel like someone else has power, so you actually move closer to them. So I did a lot of visibility in survival mode, but I'm talking about visibility in alignment, like with your true power, your true soul, your open throat chakra, standing in your light, things that, going back to like the witch wound, we would be, we wouldn't want to trust our sisters. We wouldn't want to be in a coven because we might get turned in. We didn't want to, speak about magic, speak about, I don't think that's all just obvious stuff. So I'm going to stop harping on all that. But so I'm ready and slowly expanding and opening myself up to visibility from like my true power, and ready to be seen and slowly expand into that. And I guess I'll get into how I'm doing that and that process after I talk about this. So when I really thought about the past life regression I did, when I thought about patriarchal stuff, witch wound things, all of this thing, it's like the underlying thing is like, stay in the shadows, stay hidden, suppress yourself, shrink yourself, even with like the basic childhood trauma stories, like, shut up, Sarah, no one wants to hear your needs because we're not going to meet them, so you better shrink it and zip it. It's like, okay, this is, I don't know, I'm trying to like fluff this and give so much context, give so much understanding, because I don't know if I'm making sense, but I don't know how to say it without to just say it. So essentially it was like realizing it was like this victim mentality that like, don't shine your light, don't be seen, don't expand into your truth, because then somebody bigger and badder than you, in whatever context of the story we're referring to, is going to take from you or hurt you in some type of way. And so I thought, well, I better not speak my truth. I better not make it public. my light and my channeling and my divinity. I better not step into my sacral sensuality and my Venusian energy, because then I might be objectified. I better not have money, because then I might be exploited or I might be a cause of envy. It's like, stay away from these things of power, because someone might come and victimize you, basically. And so I'm like, well, I don't want that. I have so much trauma and experience. So like, stay small, stay suppressed, stay in the shadows, stay hidden. Don't go after what you really want, because you could be victimized and you don't want that. So don't be seen, right? Then this is where this paradoxical concept downloaded to me this week, where I was realizing keeping myself small and not going after my dreams and not stepping into my powers, worldly and divine, I'm actually, by doing that, by suppressing myself, I'm actually victimizing myself. I'm actually jailing myself. I'm actually suppressing myself. No one's doing it. No patriarchy is here. No black witch coven leader is here. No guy trying to exploit me is here. No one holding me for ransom is here. Like, it's me. Like, I'm the big bad monster that I'm so terrified is gonna come and like suppress me and take from me. But what's suppressing me and what's taking from me is me holding myself back and dimming my light. Like, hello, I'm the invisible glass cage, like suppressing and jailing my damn self, because I'm so scared of this powerful external force that's gonna hurt me. But I'm the one that's hurting me. I'm the one that's victimizing me. I'm the one that's suppressing me. I'm the one dimming my light. I'm the one holding me back. We are always the victim mindset. We are always the jailer holding ourselves back. And we're always the one that will be able to set ourselves free. And so I started realizing that, like, I'm the big bad monster that's hurting me, that I thought was gonna be somebody else. It's been me. I'm suppressing myself. Nothing is stopping me from stepping into my powers. Nothing is stopping me from shining my light, except for me, except for my own fears and victim mentalities and blah, 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 that I am boxing myself into and chaining myself up and hiding away and shrinking and scared. And whatever external things may or may not have done that to me, or womanhood or whatever in the past, I don't know, and I don't care, because they're not here anymore. And right now, the only monster, the only jailer is myself. And I have been setting myself free. I have been reclaiming my power. And yes, I talked about something as like whatever esoteric and woo-woo or whatever the words are about, meeting with doing a past life regression and claiming my power and standing up for myself and taking it back, literally, like, going into that space, but also practically, groundedly, with my own nervous system right here, right now, because we have the duality of it all. In this life, in this incarnation, I also need to show me, Sarah, here, that I am safe. And some things that I did to start to reclaim my power was just being okay with being visible and seen again. I literally hid away for years. I gained weight. Weight is a way to hide. I mean, there's a million things, but that's one of them. I hid behind my weight. I hid behind my no makeup. I hid behind my greasy hair. I hid behind my leggings. I hid behind my tattered clothing. I hid behind suppressing any ounce of beauty or sexuality that I could. I hid behind jobs that weren't actually what I wanted to be doing. They weren't actually my purpose. They didn't actually light up my soul. It wasn't what I actually wanted to be doing, because I was too scared to go for that stuff. And I suppressed myself. And I hid my voice, my truth, my channeling, my upper chakras, my wisdom and my experience and my intuition and my gifts, and I diminished them, and I pushed them aside, and I kind of hid them, and I wanted to say things, but I held it back, and I had insights, but I wouldn't share them, and I was constantly just suppressing myself and every type of all the different types of powers and energies and worldly things that we could have. And so I slowly started training my nervous system into experiences, into actions that would slowly show myself that I am safe. And I'll get it to those examples before I lose this thought. And I needed that. I needed to build safety and trust within myself again. Because the thing is, yes, the patriarchy, a scary man, a burglar, that sounds so weird to say. Burglar? I don't know how to say that word. Whatever. People can steal from you. People can, whatever, attack you. People can try to siphon your energy. People can, people are gonna go for someone weak and vulnerable. And you know who's weak and vulnerable? Me, when I was hiding behind all of my fears and I was ready to pour into everyone else's cup except my own. That's actually what made me a victim. People who are preying on someone who's gonna be able to take and siphon their energy is a woman without boundaries, which that was me. I'm like running around filling everyone's cup, draining myself, and they're like, yeah, sure, more of that, please. So again, victimizing myself, keeping myself small and meek, and giving to all of these people. A woman who's standing in her power and filling her cup and taking care of herself, she has boundaries. She's not letting people come and siphon from her and take from her. She stands up for herself. So another way that I was afraid of all of these things when I was actually the one conducively playing into the hand of being victimized at my own doing. So when I actually started giving more to myself and standing more in my power and expanding and letting my light shine and coming into my alignment and dropping into my highest timeline, that's when I actually became less of a victim and I had better boundaries. And I was able to, my fiance and I have a business we're running together, and it's something that lights our soul up and we're passionate about, and that's always what I've wanted to be doing. I've started this YouTube channel shortly after that because that was a little way to like get my toes wet, partner up with him, kind of not hiding behind him, but slowly introducing my nervous system and my safety to like this alternate way of life, to like, you can be your own boss, you can start your own business, that whole thing. You don't have to be doing the 9 to 5 if it doesn't call to you. And then that gave me enough exposure to be like, well, I'm gonna do it for myself. I can have my own channel. I've had this dream for 10 years. And so then I expanded into this, and I am not afraid to make content anymore. I was so scared for years. And I did so many like healing things and like blah, 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 blah. And not that I regret any of them, they were great. But the only thing that actually made me not be afraid of doing content was doing content. Was actually making videos, posting them, and then showing myself and my nervous system that like, I'm fine, nothing happened. And if someone wants to thumbs down my video or write a mean comment or unsubscribe or whatever, I don't care. I'm okay, because I'm not doing this for the external validation or reactions. I'm doing this for me and to express through my individual life. Let God and Source express through me, with me, in me, as me. That's why I'm doing this. And with external beauty, that sacral Venusian energy, I have slowly but surely been able to quietly up the ante in places. I mean, you can go back to my first videos. I don't know how many videos it took me to actually start wearing makeup. I did a couple curls in my hair today, which if you look at all those, maybe there's a couple. I've actually started blowing out my hair sometimes, which is completely new for me. New recently. Back in my 20s, I definitely, in a toxic, desperate way, like played into my beauty. But that was just out of fawning, like I talked about earlier. But this is like playing into my beauty because I love how it feels, because it's fun, because it's Venusian, because it's powerful, because I deserve to look at my hands and see pretty nail polish and rings and bracelets and like pretty hair, and I deserve to put on lipstick and whatever. It actually feels good and fun to be girly and to get ready, and I love it, like, just for me. So I'm slowly expanding into that, and who knows what, where that's gonna go. Who knows where this channel is gonna go. I would love to have lots of people to interview. I would love to be invited onto people's podcasts. I would love to have my own book. I have so many dreams for that. I have so many dreams for my appearance. Oh, and going back to an appearance and like fat being protection and something I hid behind because I wasn't safe enough or secure enough to be seen. So I did not want to be hot because I didn't want eyes on me. That was a threat for me. And so I was going to say, and actually being from that place where like you're not standing in your power is actually what made me vulnerable and susceptible to guys using and abusing me, because I was like this like desperate, whatever person. Anyway, so being able to be seen. So it's not, it was decorative and all the things I'm talking about, adorning myself, makeups again, and jewelry and things, clothing, fashion. But another thing is being able to move my body and have it be seen, going to group classes. I started with just walking a mile on a treadmill for a while, going on little nature walks. Then I joined a group studio for yoga, and I was okay with people seeing me and seeing me exercise and the visibility and the weight loss that does come with that. And then I started doing Pilates, which I've been doing for like 3 months now. Oh my God, obsessed. And going into group classes, letting myself be seen, allowing whatever weight wants to fall off from that movement. But it's not because I want to be hot. It's not because I want to fit in with society. It's because I want to feel light. I want to feel good in my body. That's power, and that's something that I deserve. And if people are going to look at my body because it looks better than it used to, then like, that's okay. Sorry. My fiance is calling. It's so fun saying fiance. So because I get to feel good in my body. And if that means people are gonna look, then I don't care, because I'm doing it again, just like this channel I said earlier. I don't care what people say about it. I don't care what people think about my body, because I'm doing it for me. But before, I was fat for other people because I wanted them to not look at me. I'm doing it because it feels good, because I love working out. I love how I feel the rest of the day. Just all of it. So anyway, I think that's probably enough for this video. I think, and I hope that I've conveyed what I'm trying to say. And so I will just sum it up for you here again. There's many reasons why we don't want to step into our power, step into our fullness, go for what we really want, and like actually like claim our dream life. And the paradox, I don't know, whatever. The paradox is that there's probably something that you think you will be victimized about, or something will be taken from you if you were to be seen, because when you're seen, you're a target. And so you're afraid, and you see that like, oh, well, I'd be a victim, so I'm gonna avoid that. But the paradox is, by suppressing yourself, you're the one that's victimizing yourself. So you're the victim and the jailer. And the great news is you can stop doing that, and you can do things like I mentioned to slowly retrain your nervous system that visibility is okay, that expansion is okay. And you can also, if you want to go woo woo, if not for everyone, you can go into past life regressions. You can do energy work and reclaiming and all of that stuff. Do both, do one, I don't know, but whatever feels called for you at this time, and just slowly start reclaiming your power again. And it's piece by piece that you are going to do that. By doing it, slow and steady wins the race. If you try to like overhaul everything at once and it's too much, then it's like, it's just, you're gonna backslide. I'm seeing like, when someone's sleeping, it's a pitch black room, pitch black room, and you like flip on these bright lights. It's like, God, jarring, like, sometimes it's a little too much, but you have those little, I don't know, what are those little light called? Like, they call it like a nano or something, where they like slowly start to show, you know, a sunrise. Or how about like an actual sunrise? You don't go from sleeping to 12 o'clock sun. We go from sleeping pitch black to like slowly the sun starts to rise until we're at the scorching 12 o'clock hottest part of the day. So we can do the same with our own power. Start out slowly. Just let the sun quietly begin to rise. Before you know it, you'll be a blazing sun. The highest point of the day, UV index 8. So anyways, I love you and I am cheering you on. Bye. Go step into your power, girl.